All right, so after talking to a good few people recently that just don't want to invest because it's too much effort to research, I came up with a solution with CS2 items in particular that is the most brain-dead strategy that a monkey with a dartboard could pull off. And it's personally what I've been doing since the beginning of this year and has netted me fantastic returns so far. So let's break it down. But before we get into it, just a word from today's sponsor. SkinsMonkey is an automated trading bot that's perfect if you want to swap out your skins fast and safely. They've got plenty of filters and plenty of items to choose from, so once you've found something that you like, make sure to enter my code SPAGHETTI and you'll get cash back up to $5 on a $100 trade, as well as a 35% deposit bonus, which is 5% more than regular with code SPAGHETTI. But if you refuse to spend any money, go to the freebies section and they run giveaways there all the time, so it's definitely worth checking out. Thank you to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. Alright, so it's a 3-step process pretty much anyone can understand. And so not to waste your time, I'll just start with number 1. All you're going to do is a little bit of research. I know, this is painful, but if you want to actually be your own investor and understand what you're putting your money into, I highly recommend this. You can obviously just follow what I do, for example, or someone else on the YouTube space, but I would definitely recommend doing your own research and actually trying to understand the market, even slightly. Trust me, this is like 2-3 hours of work. Basically, with all this research, your goal is to find 5 to 10 items that you could see as potentially good investments in the next year, 2, 3, or whatever your time span is. And what you're going to do is start tracking the prices of these. All you want to do is go onto Price Empire. This is not sponsored at all. It's just a website where you can track items prices, and you're just going to open a portfolio and add every item that you want to invest in into this portfolio. And then you're going to want to make a second portfolio, and this is where you'll put your buys and sells. Then that's the end of the first phase. Now you get to the fun stuff where you get to put money in and lose it all. I'm just kidding, hopefully. But basically, all you're going to be paying attention is on that first portfolio where you have all your potential items. Just look at the rightmost number, and that's your profit and loss. With the profit and loss number, you can gauge if an item is up or down since when you input the item. This is important because this is going to be our buying strategy. Now, if you've been in the investing scene at all or heard anybody talk about it, you've most likely heard of dollar cost averaging, which is just putting your money in at the same time every month. Blah, blah, blah. You've heard it a million times. I like to do something similar, but slightly altered to that. And that's just buying whenever I see dips. And so with this profit and loss, it basically acts as a buy indicator when something goes down, either that being in the red or just maybe 10% lower than what I've normally seen it at for the past month. And so when I'm looking at this tracking portfolio, I see something drop down 10%. I go onto whatever site that I have balance on, I buy it, and then I put it into the portfolio where I actually track my investments. It also has one optional step, and that is the third part to this strategy if you really want to get fancy with it. This is more if you're going to be looking for shorter term growth. It's an optional third part, and all that's going to be is once you see something run up in price, you just sell off a portion of it, not all of it, and put it into the stuff that is currently down. It allows you to balance the portfolio and take profits from the winners and put more into the ones that are down, so you get a greater percentage gain once those go up. It's a little more in depth, and I'd recommend just having a loose basis of where the market's at all times if you're considering doing this. It's not something I'm doing, but I'm also looking for long term, so it's really up to you, but I thought I'd include it anyway as it's a very popular trading strategy, at least with stocks. I haven't heard it talked about with CS2 items. But the strategy is so effective because it takes the emotion out of trading, allows you to trade however much you want, kind of whenever you want as long as there's a dip, and lets you capitalize on the short-term volatility that the market generally experiences. For example, my biggest winner right here, the Spectrum 2 case, was at 32% up literally just 3 hours ago, and now it's 29% up. So around 3 to 5% is pretty common to see variance depending on the liquidity in the day. So keep that in mind. It's extremely simple and completely lowers the barrier of entry for CS2 investing. You only have to do a little bit of research at the beginning of your journey, which even that you kind of don't need to do. You can just look at my previous videos. I just go over what I'm doing and it's been working for me. So in my opinion, it's way better than dollar cost averaging. But yeah, if this is a strategy you're going to try out, I would love a subscription. If not, I would highly recommend sending it to some friends that have no money in the CS2 market because it's an incredibly simple strategy and normally nets way greater returns than the stock market. Do with that information what you will. And please subscribe. I really want a piece of bread so that I can feed my family and pay for the cancer treatments in the hospital.